Yeah, so Gateway Group, I founded it 8 years ago. It's a development and construction company. And my brother was in it before. He kind of is on the capital side. He grew up, he worked on Bay Street. So he likes all the finance stuff. And my brother,
he's Tom's enemy.
Yeah. And we kind of balance each other's out because I'm willing to take on more risk. He's more risk averse and conservative. So it's a nice compliment there. But my brother went off and did his own thing for a while, and kind of now he's back, and we need capital. We need capital to scale the number of projects we're doing, take on larger projects, more projects.
So what type of projects do you do?
So we do flips, is like short term, is our 6-month cash flow.
Residential flips or
residential flips, like single family homes, convert to duplexes, things that a lot of Rockstar members do. That will then fund our small scale infill developments. Those projects typically take about 2 years to complete. That's where we get an oversized lot. We'll sever it into a few lots and then build and then sell. Those 6 months is flips, 2 years is our small scale infills. Then we also have larger projects that are typically 3 to 5 years. That's where you take larger pieces of land, go through the rezoning process, and then build. So that's kind of our full.
And those larger projects are also residential?
All residential.
So describe that larger project for me. What would that be?
For example, we have a project in Toronto. It's 12 townhouses. It's still infill. It's within the urban boundary. Small piece of land, which poses extra challenges. We don't do greenfield developments like the large builders who go out to the farm fields and build on hundreds of acres. We're in tight spaces, which is then that poses challenges with neighbors, with stockpiling fill, that sort of thing. But in Toronto there, 0.4, almost half an acre, 12 townhouses we have approved. And we're just going through the site plan process right now, is when you go through all the details with the city to finalize. And hopefully we go to construction in January 2023.
Well, after it's all done, I'll ask you what it was like working with the city. Not now. We're not going to ask. We're not going to ask now. Well, that'll be a follow-up show once it's all done. Then we can openly talk about that.
So we focus on low-rise. That's singles, towns, and semis. We do have one project approved in Westdale near McMaster University for a 6-story student residence, and we've never built mid-rise before, so that could be interesting. We would need my brother to raise a lot of capital. We would need to find some expertise, put that all together if we do plan on building out. We do have the option of selling it at site plan approval, but we're kind of going through that right now.
Because I guess at site plan approval, it's going to have gone up in value now because you can build on it. So you could just get rid of it at that point if you
Absolutely.
wanted to.
It took us 3 years there to get the zoning approvals. We came across huge opposition in the neighborhood. I actually live there. So I'm a local.
Do you live there? I didn't know you lived there.
Yeah, I live there. A lot of people didn't know that. And there was people that wanted to appeal that. And then when they heard about they looked me up. They heard some podcasts I've done with you guys. They heard the story and then they connected with me. Then they realized what our vision is, local, born and raised in Hamilton. Not like this crazy rich Asian or anything like that.
You're not pulling up in Lamborghinis in the Ferraris.
Exactly. When they realize kind of what we want to do and we want to do good things in the community, they're like, we're not going to appeal. So it took 3 years though. That's really, really long.
I've said I'm surprised you guys got that approved in that area. That's not an easy task because in Westdale there is a lot of pushback and rightfully so in a lot of cases because a lot of the student properties there, the way they've been managed and I guess maybe mismanaged, has created kind of a community that if you live there with your family might not be what it was.
Exactly.
But it's it's too bad because those types of communities, it's a nice community, and if everyone just manages the places properly, it can be a great community still. 100%. It's just it's like the old saying, right? The rotten apple, what is it? One rotten apple ruins a bunch. The old saying the old saying that I don't know. But it's just it ruins it for everyone, right? But it's cool that you guys got that approved because the right development done properly can benefit everyone.
Exactly. And then that will also help with taking students away from some of those bad apples you're talking about.
Yeah.
Those terrible landlords who are stuffing 12 kids into this unsafe house. When you have these purpose-built student residences, that will help take them out of those neighborhoods. It'll be better for everybody.
Yeah.
And my brother actually lives there. He lives in Westdale as well.
Oh, do you live there too?
Yes.
I didn't know that. Yeah. By accident, you guys ended up, or you purposely moved there because he was there? What was because we live in the same area too, but it was kind of by accident.
I think it was just, it was not really planned. It was just opportunity that came up.
We actually bought our houses around the same time.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
By fluke.
Yeah. Well, it's a good area. Like it's a nice area of
Exactly,
Hamilton, right? If you're going to live in Hamilton, it's one of the nice areas to choose from.
It is.
So the low-rise stuff, you think that'll be something you do going forward?
Yeah, that's definitely
Why will you stick with that?
Well, we have the expertise. Like that's our niche. So
And the profit on the infill projects that you subdivide or sever the lots, is that a sweet spot? That feels to me like a very profitable.
It is profitable, and what we like to say is like that for the small scale infills, it's a real niche where it's perceived as too complex for the average investor, and it's too small for the larger builders. So it's a real sweet niche. We teach it. We've talked to even a lot of Rockstar members about it, and like people, like investors, can totally do it. It's not that difficult once you break it down step by step.